pitch, and then I'll just give...
First into the den are a trio from County Meath. Carissa, her stepdad Martin and their friend and accountant Frank believe they've designed a piece of furniture that will create a better everyday life for people who live with a disability.
Able Table came about when my wife came home to me one day, and she asked me would I make a table because she's an art therapist, and they were working on one-to-one and she couldn't get them all around in a group, so there was no table suitable for that. Take their money home. I made a table. You know, husbands do what their wives tell them, you know?
It's such a big phenomenon that it actually needs somebody to come in and to help us along, because it could be something that could have a whole paradigm shift in the way people are cared for in health facilities and in care facilities.
Yes, come on, let's go.
We don't think that the Dragons will think that it's a limited product. It's universally designed. Anywhere where there's a table, there should be an able table. It's the same as a wheelchair ramp. Like, it's something that people need. There's no reason it shouldn't be available in any facility.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Martin Finucane, and I'm here today looking for 30,000 of your hard-earned cash for 10% of our company.
The concept for the able table came about when my mum, Esther, who's a care assistant and art therapist, went looking for a table that would be inclusive of everybody in her classroom. Because the majority of the service users in her class are in wheelchairs, they cannot sit together during group activities and meal times. This means that they're usually cared for on an individual basis with a small tray or table that's placed in front of their wheelchair. After looking online for a wheelchair-accessible group table, she soon found that there was nothing suitable on the market. So she asked Martin, who's pretty handy, to build her one. After a few weeks of working on a design, we had our first able table. In any of the facilities where the able table has been installed, the feedback that we've received has been amazing. Although the majority of the table's users have profound disabilities, they're just so happy to be sitting together at a table together. The able table is inclusion in its most basic form.
A confident pitch by the trio. Is the able table the most accessible, functional and practical table ever designed?
Okay, thanks. Is there nothing similar to this on the market?
No, there's absolutely nothing similar. The only things they would have was they have ordinary tables just for one person to sit at. There was no actual table like this that you could have a group setting with. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't have, there was nothing there for group activities or anything like that.
What price are you selling this table for?
It's €1,600 plus VAT.
Okay, thank you.
So, Martin, the design concept is the concave that you've cut for the carer is deeper than it is for the person in the wheelchair.
That's correct, yeah.
Do I suspect that's for feeding them, or because you're ahead of them, is it?
Yeah, it means that if you're sitting at the table, you'll actually look as if you're at the same level at them, but you will actually be, you're 5 centimetres in front of them, and that means you can look at them when you're feeding them, do you know what I mean?
Before the cover even came off, I knew what this was by the shape of it, because I read about it very recently in the press.
Very good.
And I remember thinking it was just an ingenious product.
Thank you very much.
So I also think your brand name, Able Table, has the holy grail of branding. It describes what the product does as well as the name of the product. So well done on that.
Thanks very much. It's a catchy one.
Who came up with the brand name?
Carissa.
Me, yeah.
Well done. Yeah. You've mentioned that you've had some sales already.
Yeah, so we've sold about 11 of them so far. We have 15 of them manufactured. The cost of building them is about 590, so there's about 63% gross profit on them, and the sales price of 1,600.
It is one of the most expensive items I've ever heard of. With the VAT and everything, it's costing me €2,000.
Yeah. But you have to remember, you're not going to be buying this for your home. This is going into a care facility. If they go to buy a bed or a wheelchair, they can spend anything up to €8,000 on a wheelchair.
But, like, how... sorry, the reason, part of it's, the reason it costs 2,000 is, Frank, are you pocketing 1,000 on each table, or how much? What did you say was the sort of gross on the table?
The gross is 1,000 and 1,000, yeah, 1,000.
Fair dues to you. Yeah, but, like, how could it cost that much to make a table?
It costs $590 to make the table.
Like, it's a case that we can, like, we obviously The more
This is a
volume that we
special-
get,
it's-
the
this is-
cheaper
this-
it'll be.
With the size of the table, you have to buy a special sheet of timber, right?
Yeah,
To get it out.
that's one of the things from a design point of view. Yeah, it's not 8x4.
It's
you
not
have
an 8x4, right?
Yeah,
So
okay.
start off, you have to go to England, you have to buy these massive big sheets, right?
Right.
And you get one table out of each.
Oh yeah, well, okay. But like, you know, you're in a hospital environment, I
So
suppose.
it has to be good and it has to be strong.
If you were able to find a way to make them for half the price, and I
That
think
could be
that
done.
has
We
to
have
be.
to just get rid of Frank.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, like, if you went to China, if you went to
2 to 1
China,
ratio.
Sorry, Frank.
you would save money if you went to China, if you got it made
Well,
in
that's
China.
exactly what I'm thinking. You know, I mean, you're looking at a very low-tech piece here.
Like it's not a case that we're, just trying to sell it for as much as possible.
So would that make the sale easier?
Of course it would, yeah. Because I'm going in, I'm looking for 2,000 off these people,
From what I'm hearing here, the main target market is nursing homes and hospitals. Is that the...
It's nursing homes, hospitals, it's special schools, ordinary schools.
And
What
what size is that market?
Well, between schools and all the homes, there's 200, between Ireland and England, there's 255,000 actual places that you can go
That
to
you
sell
think
them
you
to.
can sell it in? Wow.
Yeah.
Our projections are based on getting into the UK, really, because that's where we will sell. The potential market is so big. But, like, the thing about the table is, if you buy one of them, you'll probably buy 2 of them.
Have you found the nursing home market easy to sell
No,
into?
it's very hard, actually. I'll be honest with you.
The reason it is hard is because, they have a fixed amount
fixed
that they're
budget,
getting from
yeah.
their customers, if you like, and therefore, if they spend more, then they're going to have to raise the price.
Yeah.
So it's not the easiest market to sell into.
The Dragons all recognise that this is an important piece of furniture, but with high production costs, could the Able table be copied by their competitors for a lower price?
Is it protected in any way?
Yeah.
So we have a design patent in 27 countries, including Ireland and the UK. It is protected. I know it's something that you might say
America
is
should be
easily
ready,
replicated.
Okay.
Martin, have you any other product ideas up your sleeve
We
for
have
this
indeed,
segment?
we have.
We're developing a
We're
whiteboard
developing
table.
a whiteboard table as well for preschools. And
That'd be a child-sized table.
Frank, how much are you going to charge for the whiteboard?
Well,
Gonna have to go up a bit, no.
Martin, I think you must be good because you've sold.
I have, yeah. The first table I sold was in Blanchestown. When I brought the table in, I was telling the OT about it anyway, and he had a lady there, and she was in a wheelchair, and she had never been at a table. And he brought her over, and he wheeled her in, and put her beside the table, and you could see her face, the smile on her face. She was so happy. He bought the table there and then. He says, it's just worth it, just for this person alone.
The way we kind of see it is that, as optimistic or up in the air as it might seem, we actually feel that these tables will eventually be everywhere in care facilities because they're so good for caring. And the social inclusion, it's for people that were sitting on seats on their own, alone, being fed by an us, suddenly interacting and talking to each other. The potential is there for this to go huge.
Global domination may be on Frank's mind, but Gavin isn't sure about some elements of the table design, particularly the quad leg.
I mean, this is a strange thing. From a design point of view, the quad is a problem for me, right? I just think in this market, you're going to have to address that design situation. Yeah.
You can come up with a base, a flat base on the bottom. Do you know
That's
what I
what
mean?
we'd ideally
That's
want, just
ideally
something
want
that's
it
completely
at the
flush
start.
to the floor.
What'll that do to the cost?
That'll drive the cost up.
That part I worked out. How much?
If somebody wants it, we'll do it. That's kind of our motto. Like,
This is your real challenge to get that part of it.
It is indeed, yeah. I mean,
we're still working out the
We're
design.
still working out on that.
But my advice is when you solve it, don't tell the cost to Frank for a while.
No, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Carissa, Martin and Frank have asked for €30,000 for a 10% share of Able table. Do the Dragons believe that this patent-designed table is investable?
I'd be a little bit worried that someone else will do something similar, a slightly different design, but the same utility. So for that reason, I'm out.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I think what you're doing is great, but I have no experience in the furniture business or the health sector. I wish you luck with it, but I'm out.
That's great. Thanks very much.
Thanks anyway. Thanks for listening. Yeah.
Guys, I love this idea. I've no doubt that it's going to fly. It's just not fitting in my portfolio at the moment. So for that reason, and that reason only, I'm out.
It's fine. Thanks for listening.
With only Gavin and Eamon remaining, is Able Table's chance of investment slipping away?
I'm struggling here. It's not through the money. I mean, it's just kind of, I'm trying to think, can I add value to it here? I mean, part of me says, look, you guys should just go out and make a deal with a couple of the good distributors, and you concentrate on what you're doing. Let them do the selling, and you don't have to give away any of your equity. Look, I think I'm going to pass on this one because I just don't know if I can add enough value in the hospital chain.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
The three of you travel together in the car, no doubt, on the way up. So what percentage did you say you would do a deal at?
But I suppose that we understand that there has to be a bit of wiggle room, and we did come in looking to give away 10%, but we would be willing to give away more if, like, we get a dragon on board. It's worth more to us.
I'm going to make you an offer of 30,000 for 10%.
30,000 for 10%.
Yeah,
I think we're all right with that. Yeah, no, that's great.
Well done, well done, well done.
Thanks so much.
Well done, Gavin. I think you've got something that has real potential there.
There's a lot of potential, but you know, you do the odd sort of deal that you think that's a good thing to do.
I'm proud of you, Gavin. Your heart's in the right place.
They're a great team.
They're a great
I
team.
think
They're
you'd have
great.
the meetings will be enjoyable with those three. They will.
They are great.
Well done, guys. I've seen a lot of people happy going out of the den. I'm not sure I've seen anyone as happy as the three of you.
Oh, we're absolutely delighted. We can't believe it, really. I think it hasn't sunk in yet.
Carissa, did you think that Gavin was interested right from the start?
It was hard to tell. They all seemed interested, but then it's so hard to tell what they're thinking, and you just so want them to make an investment that, to be honest, like at the end there, I think he could have said anything, and we just wanted him on board one way or another. And when he said 10%, I thought I misheard him, but it was unreal to get what we were looking for.
You put in a fantastic performance in the den. The very best of luck. Well done.
Thanks a million.
Well
That's
done.
great. Thanks very much.
Congratulations.